It's now time for Walser Wealth Wednesday, and today wealth strategist and tax attorney Rebecca Walser right here is helping us to understand the different market strategies. Rebecca, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Natalie. Glad to be here.
I'll say, so we're diving into some fuzzy math, I'm told.
Fuzzy math. You wouldn't think that that's possible.
It's a little scary to hear about it when we're talking about the markets, I'm not going to lie.
I got to tell you, fuzzy math is really truly an oxymoron. Math is exact, and so when it's fuzzy, there is a problem. I don't like, the thing I love about math is that it's not abstract, it's not a gray area like the law can be.
Yeah.
It is black or white, it is absolute. So fuzzy math is a problem, but yes, there is fuzzy math in the investment financial services world. And your advisor probably uses it on you all the time. We are talking about what we call the average rate of return. Okay. Because this is what you're hearing about over the last 50 years. The S&P 500 has averaged, or the Dow has averaged, or NASDAQ has averaged. So we talk about average rates of return a lot, Natalie, but averages can be so easily manipulated, and I'm going to prove that to you mathematically right now.
Okay, which always kind of is the red flag. I mean, we're getting the red flag then based on our conversations that we have with our investment advisors. So let's see why it's fuzzy.
Let's bring up our first example of fuzzy math. Fuzzy math number one. So here we have an investor who has a $500,000 balance. There's a 50% return. So, excuse me, it's a 50% loss. So a 50% loss of $500,000. Their balance at the end of that 50% loss is $250,000. Magically, the market comes back roaring and they get a 100% return the very next year. So their $250,000 goes back up to their original balance, $500,000. And then we again have a 50% loss, taking us back down to $250,000. And then again, the fourth year, we have another 100% return, taking us back again to our original balance of $500,000. We started with $500,000, we ended with $500,000. We have had zero change in our portfolio. However, the average return over that 4-year period is actually 25%.
So I was going to say, I followed you up until that 25%, and that's the very end there.
So you follow how the balance goes up, down, up, down, up, down, okay, right? But if you average a 50% loss with a 100% return, a 50% loss with a 100% return, and divide by 4, the average return is 25%. So tell somebody that you've averaged a 25% return, but their portfolio has changed not one penny, and you're getting fuzzy math.
Yeah, I'm
so
with you.
Averages are a problem. Let's look at one more financial example, Natalie, and here's another example. We start again with our same $500,000. We have a 50% return, brings it up to $750,000. Now we have a 50% loss. We go from $750 to $375. 50% return again to $562, and then a 50% loss. We go to $281,250. So we started with 500, we end with 281,250. So we have lost 218,000, but guess what the average return is?
But they're saying, oh no, your average return is nothing.
Your average return is actually a zero. How can we lose $218,000 but have a zero average return?
Yeah.
So what I want to caution everybody out there is you need to look at what we call the compound annual growth rate, or an annualized return, which really takes into account negative losses and then rises on the follows. This is going to be really important because we are going to have a bear market. Is absolutely coming. I can't tell you exactly when, but it's coming. We have so many warning signs now, and so it's going to be important to recognize that a loss on a portfolio really does some damage.
And you really need to talk about the numbers instead of just this average return.
Average return it can be manipulatable. It's manipulatable, if that's a word.
I think that's a word.
Fuzzy math. Fuzzy math, Nellie. They just call it fuzzy math, which I hate because math should not be fuzzy.
Interesting. So, okay, we've seen it in black and white. We've seen the problems that can occur. What do you want folks out there to know if they're kind of like, oh, wait, I've heard that term, and now I'm scared how it's really going to impact me?
You know, I think what happens, especially in a period of time where we are at the highest highs ever, you know, it's interesting, all of the bear markets, we're going to talk about this next week, but all the bear markets are usually preceded by a really nice run. They really usually are. And what we have to realize is that average returns can be misleading.
And I will say, I'm assuming, fair to guess, when you're working with your clients, so that's the last thing that you do. You do not want to mislead them. You want to find out their best answers.
Absolutely. We're looking for real results. And don't give me averages. Let's talk real results.
And that's one thing that you can provide your clients. What's the best way for your clients to get in touch with you?
Always, they can call us. Go to our website, walserwealth.com, or call us. We'd love to hear from you.
We'll say walserwealth.com. There's the phone number. Rebecca, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, Natalie.